What's up, Bearded Banker podcast listeners? You can catch every episode of the Bearded Banker podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or www.michaelswigert.com. Make sure you give us a follow, a like, and subscribe. This episode was absolutely our best episode that we have recorded yet. So sorry to all of our past guests, but Aaron put on some armor. He got slapped in the face with a 10-pound wooden sword. And we talked to Holly Becht with EXP about, her life, her journey becoming a real estate agent, and then spent about 40 minutes talking about a medieval fair, which is similar to a Renaissance fair, but a different time period. And Aaron fell in love with the new hobby that he's going to pick up. So make sure you stay for that interview with Holly at the end. And we also talk in the beginning about the compare ratio and why it's so important that you understand where your lender is on their compare ratio and why it's so important for the underwriting process and your clients, or if you're a consumer, why it matters to you. So make sure, again, give us a like and a follow, and let's go.
It's like Dags. You like Dags? Oh, you mean dogs.
Welcome to the Bearded Banker Podcast that is brought to you by Alcova Mortgage and the Alcova Can-Do Pre-Approval. A pre-approval that guarantees your loan or pays the buyer and the seller of a property if your mortgage pre-approval falls through. Call us at 330-758-7542 to learn more. Alcova Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID number 40508. Michael Swigert, NMLS ID number 1240868. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Terms and conditions apply. All loans subject to credit approval. Now sit back, scroll through Instagram, keep overstimulating yourself, and enjoy your host, Michael Swigert.
You know, again, think about this. Like, okay, and Michael Swigert. And Aaron. And Aaron.
Should we cut? Yeah, so should I make like a new intro where it's like, the guy talks, and then it's just you
and Aaron. Either that or like a robotic voice, just Aaron.
Yeah.
Not even just like and Aaron, just Aaron.
No, I'll just leave it the same how it is.
Ass.
That's just better. It's cheaper that way.
It is cheaper.
It's cheaper. That's the thing people don't realize is that everything costs money.
Yeah.
Are you sore still?
No. Well, I do have like bruises, but those are just from the straps.
Oh, I was talking about from wiffle ball.
Oh, no. I was never sore from I was never sore from wiffle ball.
So we will release. We played wiffle ball over the weekend. A buddy of ours has a tournament every year, and it's like playing in the Sandlot. It's awesome. So we'll release the footage of that. Unfortunately, it rained the entire time. I did go yard. I had a home run.
Yard.
No, yard.
Okay.
Pirate home run, yard.
There you go.
And it's a great way to stay in shape.
It was a fun time. Let's not go into my performance, but we got
footage of it.
Let's just say I did better than I think most of us assumed I would.
Yeah. So my favorite part is when our buddy looked at me, and because you were not on his. Yeah, we were all on 3 different teams.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he's like, "That's an interesting way to play second base." And you were playing second base. You were literally hovering over second base.
That's where he told me to go. That's where they told me to go.
Did you never play baseball before?
Nah, not since like Little League, but that doesn't count.
No, you played Little League, you would understand where second baseman goes.
I understand, but again, it's wiffle ball. Whole different animal.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is.
It's baseball.
Well,
I wore a G Baby from Hardball jersey.
No.
Yep, and I took cleats. You took cleats. Last year I took cleats, or 2 years ago, and everybody made fun of me. And nobody was laughing this year. But I'm sore. I'm still sore. Like in weird spots.
I can't believe you're still sore.
I don't know. In weird spots. But yeah, so you're what you're referencing while you were sore is you will see at the end of this, not the end, but the second half of this podcast.
Yeah.
Where so we had Holly Becht, and she is a real estate agent with EXP in Medina, and talked about the medieval. It's not a fair. It's a lifestyle.
It's
It was eye-opening.
It's a society.
It is a society. It's way too in-depth for myself, but I think they have a new member.
I will wait to get the information from them and tread these waters. We'll record my journey. I don't know. That stuff just like piques my interest. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Like what? Is it like the corset?
Yeah, because I can tighten it. I can tighten it up.
I mean, you looked pretty sweet. Everybody's going to see the videos. So during the I don't know how we'll edit the podcast, but you're going to see all the videos of you fighting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Now go ahead. Just,
you got your ass whooped.
Come on. Well, you got first time.
Yeah, the first fight was good. The second fight, this old dude just toying.
Well, he used to be king, didn't he?
I don't know.
That's what Holly said. He used to be king, and he knows how to fight.
And he whooped you.
Well, that's the thing. I think they could have kicked my ass a lot more than what they did. They definitely took it
they were
easy
playing
on
nice.
me.
Yeah. So the first person you chopped their legs off, and then they had to get on their knees.
Yeah. Then they got my leg,
and then they got your legs,
and then I got down on my knees.
Yeah,
and that's where the fun starts.
It was all over.
It was fun.
Yeah. As soon as you got on your knees, it was over.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well. I don't want to go on about it. We got other stuff to talk about, but the visuals will speak for themselves.
Yeah. So make sure you stay.
If you want a good laugh.
Yeah, it's probably I feel bad saying this. This is probably our best podcast that we've done. Just from the footage that we got last night, Holly's interview was awesome. You were like I don't even know if I spoke during it. Now I just listened to you guys. You were like a kid in a candy store.
Oh yeah. I've piqued my interest. That's I'm just very interested in that kind of stuff and the mindset that goes into it and the effort.
Yeah, and Holly was a great guest because so she used to work in radio. Didn't know that.
Yeah, wow.
Which could have used her for all of this. So having her, being with radio. Sure she was like a travel agent. Now she's a real estate agent. She was. I forget what it is.
Well, now she's running for director of the board, which I'm sure she'll get. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and she did not pay for us for our endorsement, but I endorse her.
Yeah, having not knowing any other candidate, I endorse her absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I saw someone. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she might be the only one that I know. Yeah, so we approve this message is what we're getting at basically. So, stay tuned. It's an awesome interview. You got to watch Aaron. There is a video of him just getting pelted in the face, dude. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is.
I didn't get knocked out.
No, but you got to kill shit.
I could have.
You could have.
They hit.
So I will preface that the video doesn't do it justice. It was so violent and so loud. It would scare me, because I'd be like talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden somebody would smack the shield, and I'd be like, what the? Like it was wild.
Yeah.
You full participant in the
trial by fire. It's just like do you want to know the rules? No. All right, go.
Yeah. And he didn't. You were supposed to wear a cup. You didn't. First swing in the first fight, I'm like, you should have brought your cup. Dude.
Yeah, that's
a free vasectomy waiting to happen.
Insert sexual innuendo.
I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, stay tuned for that. It's a good one. But I want to talk a little bit. We're not going to take too much time because our interview with Holly was pretty long, over an hour. But the one thing I wanted to mention was talk a little bit about overlays when it comes to lending and a compare ratio. And that's something that lenders have had on the back burner, not something that's been super important. It's always super important, but it's not something that we've seen like companies go into areas that is maybe alarming. And we're starting to see that more and more with inflation, with everything else. People are struggling paying their bills, with rising interest rates, with wages not correlating. We're starting to see some delinquencies, and we're starting to see some lenders tighten up.
Well, is that a fault of where does that rule come from? Is it the actual FHA that sets that standard? Because sometimes I was surprised to read or find out that falls back on the lender. Because it's, again, anything can happen after those, 90 days? Is it 90 days?
Yeah, so they look at 90-day delinquencies.
I mean, that's 90 days is pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, so they look at, it's a 1-year period and a 2-year period. I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but what was cool is we had power up at our Alcova headquarters last week, and I was fortunate enough to talk with Bobby nicely about it, and who's the owner and president, whatever you call it, of Alcova. And because I was like, man, I'm a little naive I know what the compare ratio is. I understand when it comes into play with overlays and underwriting. I just don't, looking at these numbers, it's alarming because I know that 150%, the compare ratio, that's what you want to stay underneath that. And this is all public knowledge, by the way. So you are able, and we'll put the link in the show description, but in the show notes. But a compare ratio is basically your defaults or your delinquent loans against your originated loans, and the metric that you want to stay underneath is 150%. I know I just butchered that, but what it is they're looking at how many FHA loans you originated and the delinquencies on those within the first year, within the first 2 years, against the other people the other lenders, your competition, the people in your area.
Yeah.
Okay, so at 100, and this I'm quoting Bobby here, and what he said is at 150%, that is when you start to get the attention of auditors. When you have your HUD audit, and he says those are brutal, where HUD comes in and looks at all of your FHA or any government loans that you had originated, mostly FHA, and they go through everything. And what they do is they basically say, on any of these loans that are delinquent, especially 90 days, they're like, hey, why did you do this? What is this? Answer to why was this loan underwritten? Why did you endorse this loan? Right. And what at 150%, when your compare ratio is above that, that is when you start to see overlays. And if you're a real estate agent, if you're a borrower, even if you're a loan officer listening to this, this is actually very important, because if you're starting to get some pushback from underwriters, or if you're putting in files that are approve eligible, and all of a sudden it's like, nope, this is we're saying you need to stay underneath 45% debt to income ratio, or if you're a first time home buyer, you can't go over 43% debt to income ratio, or you need 3 months of reserves. All this stuff that your findings don't say, those are called overlays. So here's a good question. I'm going to put you on the spot. It might be a little embarrassing, but that's all right.
I fell.
That's Do you know the minimum credit score for FHA?
Like that we can do, or just in general?
Just what is the minimum credit score for FHA?
500.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good. Most lenders do not originate FHA loans at 500. Okay. If let's say we say 580 is our minimum credit score, right?
Yeah, dude.
That is an overlay. Okay. And what that does is leadership, your compliance at a mortgage company looks at their entire portfolio, and they say, hey, we only want to originate to 580, or we want to only, we don't allow gift funds under 620, or we don't go over 50% debt to income, or whatever it may be. FHA has their own guidelines, but lenders then come in and make their own overlays. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, 2020, 2021, pretty minimal overlays. I mean, we had some COVID overlays, but you started to see everybody had money. Everybody's flush with cash, and people were paying their bills. Now you're starting to see that change. And when I started hearing from people in the industry about like maybe some frustrations with underwriting or not being able to get loans through or whatever it may be, I went out and looked at that compare ratio. Gotcha. So what we started seeing is lenders add overlays or extra rules to underwriting that they may not have had before, or maybe we don't have, but this lender has, or maybe we have, but this lender doesn't have, right? We're starting to see that more because those compare ratios are alarming, like ridiculously high. There are some on there that are well over 200%. And there are lenders that have been around forever. There's lenders that, there's local lenders on there. There's big box lenders. There's everything. And it's alarming to see.
Well, at what point does FHA step in and be like, okay, your overlays are so high you can't do FHA loans anymore?
Well, so like they'll look at the compare ratio. They'll say it's too high. That is a very realistic thing. So over 150 is when you're like that. Okay, it's something like when your audit comes, something's going to happen. Like we're going to institute nothing over 50%. They're going to say no more manual underwrites. They're going to say nothing under 620. Right. Then, if they see you trending in the right direction, again, I don't want to butcher Bobby, but if they start seeing you like next quarter, or they come back in, that you do an audit 6 months later, or maybe next year, and they see that your compare ratio is dropping, that you're starting to perform better, then they'll be like, okay, we're not going to institute any more overlays. Keep going until we get that compare ratio down. Why is it important for a real estate agent or a borrower to look at that? And the answer is, if it's hard to close a loan, if there is a lender, if your lending partner, if your company that you're getting your mortgage through is maybe writing loans that they shouldn't be endorsing, or maybe they're starting to become more stringent, and your pre-approval was good, but now it's not, that might be something you need to look at. If you're having headaches with your underwriting process, if you're a loan officer and you're having headaches getting loans through, well, that might be because go out and look at your company's compare ratio. That might be because your portfolio is not performing properly and you guys have too high of a compare ratio. And now you're starting to see, hey, nothing over 45% debt to income, which is, it's tough for first time home buyers now because wages haven't correlated, right? If you're a real estate agent, look at the lending partners you're working with, because that is super important. Now, I will say, I am proud that Alcova, we are, I believe when I looked, it was 101%. So we're well underneath, but we have, our culture here is like, we are writing loans for, we're writing quality loans. So it's like, so I love when like Bobby would say like, maybe it's not a no, it's just a not yet. Let's work on you to get you in a better financial situation. Let's save up 2 months reserves. Can we get your credit score up? Can we pay these debts off? Can we, maybe this installment loan we can pay off, and now you're in a better situation, right? So I think that, where our guidelines, our overlays are minimal, but it just seems that we build this culture of like, hey, here, let's coach you, get ready to purchase, as opposed to good, flip it, right?
Yeah, I just used that line the other day. It's like, it's not a no, it's a not now. Yeah. And I think we've said that probably 4 times on the podcast, because it's true.
Yeah.
It's like you want to, and I think we get a lot of respect for this from our borrowers and from our agents that we work with, is that, we're not pushing you to buy a home just for the sake of buying a home. No, we want to set you up for success. It's a long-term thing. First-time home buyers, you're going to sell that home eventually. I want you to come back to me. Yep. Things like that. Set you up for success, get you in the house, not make you house poor. Very important stuff that people don't really consider. They just want, like, big banks want to get you in the home. You're just a number.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like call out another lender. I'm not trying to
call out big banks.
I'm not saying that we're better than everybody else, even though we are. But what I'm saying is, as a real estate agent, as a consumer, as an LO, like, if you're in this industry, if you're in this space, understand who you're working with, and understand where their future is going.
Yep.
Right. If you're invested with, your lending partner as a real estate agent, if you are an LO and you are invested in your marketing material, I don't know how much money that I've spent on branding on Alcova, right? I mean, well, we're not wearing any of it right now, but this whole room, this whole podcast, everything, right? I have a guy from the Toyota commercials, like, literally say Alcova, like, talk about it, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the podcast. But if you're one of those people, you need to understand where your partner, where your company is going. Where why do you have so many delinquencies?
Right.
Is there a certain branch that may be taking you down? Is there a certain, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm saying, if I encourage everybody in our space to go on the link, look at the compare ratio. It's a little hard to navigate, but what I'll try to do is I'll try to post the table that pulls up the lenders 1 through 1,000 in the United States, and then it ranks it by, you could click on compare ratio and it filters it by the highest to lowest, and you can see if your partner, if your company has a high compare ratio. Might be time to start asking questions to your bosses or to upper level management. Hey, what are we doing to fix this? Number 1, why is it so high? Number 2, and number 3, what's going to change? Yep. Like what's it going to be like down the road? Because there's nothing worse than, we're so, what's the word? Like, not routine, but like we're routine. Like I have a set schedule that I do the same thing every day on this day. And if I'm pre-approving somebody based off of guidelines that I've had for 6-7 years, and then all of a sudden you get a purchase contract and you're going to underwriting, hey, no more, no more first-time home buyers over 45% debt to income. Well, since when? Well, we sent the email 3 weeks ago. Well, it should have been a little more than an email, right?
Yeah.
So understanding what your compare ratio is, understand what leadership is doing to make it better, and understand why. And I know there's going to be people that see this like, who cares? Who gives a shit? Well, you should. Even if you're a real estate agent and you're partnering with a lender that is in the high 200s, like to over 200%, you may have future clients that lose earnest money, that lose inspections, that lose appraisals because their loan gets denied because they no longer can underwrite.
Well, no, and even both sides, both as buyers agents and as listing agents, like I'm sure some agents do this, but yeah, even if they see the pre-approval letter from a certain company, maybe the one you don't recognize, do your research. What's their ratio? What's their rate? It's like, okay, if their offer is FHA, that could be a red flag.
Yeah, if you're a listing agent, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if you see, a name from a lender that has 272% compare ratio and it's FHA,
Yeah.
how good is this?
Yep.
Right? Is this going to go through? Or are we going to have issues in the underwriting process? Are you going to come up with like unexpected overlays? Like, I mean, you and I both know that you could have 3 people look at income and it'd be completely different, right? So the second that your income, drops or your debts go up or whatever, and now your debt to income's too high, are you going to lose, are you going to get denied and have to switch lenders? We'll help you. But are you, is that going to be a possibility? So understanding, you don't have to understand what makes the compare ratio, because I barely do. And I talked to Bobby about it. I've researched it. I understand. I mean, we had to answer questions about it when we became licensed loan officers, but understanding that over 150% becomes issues. Mm-hmm. Over 200%, yikes. Over 250%, there is a great chance that HUD's going to come in and be like, you're going to have to fire that underwriter. You're going to have to fire that underwriter. And then all of a sudden, turn times are worse. All of a sudden, now mass chaos. Now all of a sudden, you have overlays. And to put into Bobby's words, he said it's a big deal. It's not the biggest of deals until it's the biggest of deals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to bring that, because I just saw it about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. This is alarming. How many lenders are well over 200%, putting themselves in jeopardy, their futures in jeopardy, clients, realtors. I mean, think about all the families that it affects when it goes, when we deny a loan, right? You have the listing agent, you have the sellers, you have the buyer's agent, you have the buyers, you have us, you have the title company. There's so many people that are affected by that loan not closing. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. So.
I don't ask my clients to judge by my winners. I ask them to judge me by my losers, because there are so few. I butchered that accent.
Yeah, that was not even close. That was not even close.
So few.
Yeah,
but no, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, Alcova is set up good because ours is, what'd you say, under 100?
Yeah, I think we're 101 right now. We were like 79 last year. So the 101. So if you you can actually go look at the specific loans and the zip code and when they were closed. But every lender is trending upwards from last quarter. Mm-hmm. Every single lender. I don't think anybody went down. But it's, what are you doing in the good times, right? When loans are not defaulting. Mm-hmm. And now when they are starting to default, we have so much space and flexibility that we aren't going to see overlays come in that are going to affect our borrowers, right? Because we're doing such a good job of building a culture of underwriting that is, like I said, not just getting loans through. We are educating, coaching, helping families make reach their financial goals, and doing it the right way, as opposed to, let's just get you in the house real quick and at whatever it takes.
Yeah, that doesn't work. But no, that was great. I think, we'll put that link down there, and agents lenders alike can use that, and we'll be good. Play us out.
Play us out, Johnny. All right, so that was the most serious I think you and I have ever been.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right. I think we'll just go. What are we? We're about 20. Yeah, I think we'll just get into the Holly episode.
Holly episode will speak for itself.
It's. I told her last night, I was like, this is the best podcast we've had, for sure. So I will say, let's do this before. We are going to, so you're joining.
Yes.
You are going to join. Okay?
Yes.
So we are going to document your journey coming from the streets
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And all the way up. So we talk about, Holly talks about the Pensick Wars. We talk a little bit about that. It's a festival, or it's not a festival. It's a war. It's like 15,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 10,000.
Yeah, it's something crazy, right? And they all go to Pennsylvania. It's a big 17-day, I'm going to call it a festival. And they get together, and there's a huge war. It's a city. It's a traveling city. We are going to go next year. I am not going for 17 days.
No,
yeah. You're lucky if you got me for 24 hours.
I was going to say 24 to 48 hours.
There's no bathrooms. There's no shower.
We have to live.
Now, I'm going to, okay, you can stay in tent. I'm going to stay at the Hampton Inn where I get breakfast, right? And their pillows are just always so nice. So we're going to document your journey from beginning to there. And
that takes place in July.
It takes place in July.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully going to have, it'll probably be like an hour and a half, 2 hour documentary of your journey to kingdom.
Yeah.
Being the king.
Yeah, it's all right. I already cashed out one of my kids' college fund, so we're all set.
How much will you credit me for the boy? Yeah. So, it's going to be, I can't, so we already talked about it. I'm going to probably, because you have to dress up to go. So I said, cool, I'm going to buy one of those bulletproof vests that says press with a
you gotta be protected.
And that's going to be me. We're going to have a camera crew following us around. It's going to be,
see if we can get me a GoPro.
Yeah. And you're already designing your armor?
No, not yet. I have to be in contact with the blacksmith.
Okay.
But yeah. And they'll make it nice and robust. And
yeah,
I want horns on either side.
Yeah.
We're going all out.
Wow. Yeah. This here it is. This is enjoy.
Enjoy. Be gentle.
I don't remember, I've met so many people. I'm sure I met him. Maybe I didn't meet him.
Who's the coolest person you have met?
Ooh.
Because mine's going to win.
Yours is going to win.
You don't even know who it is.
I've not really met anybody fancy, honestly.
That hurts.
Wow, I'm sitting right here.
Yes, I mean, right. Wow.
That's not true. Who did I get to meet? What? I can picture his face, and I cannot think of his name right now.
Wow, so he's actually pretty cool. You can't even.
I know.
Can't even imagine.
He's a country music singer.
Oh,
super old. He was super old.
Vince
school.
Gill.
No. It's Neil McCoy. No.
I'm not a country music individual.
If you listen to our last
but
podcast where we had a country music artist on, and I was like, I'm just going to preface with this: don't like country music, so sorry. I know what Vince Gill is. Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn. They're very
Mama Ree. Do you like country music?
I love country.
Oh, yeah.
I love old school country.
All right, what's
Are
old
we
school?
recording?
Is that yeah?
Oh yeah, we've been recording for like 5 minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Fair.
Why? Because you wanted that, like, to hear me sing again?
Oh, no, I don't want to hear you sing again. That's awful.
You've been here for 5. I haven't met anybody fancy. I don't want to hear you sing again. Your hair looks like shit. That's all I got. You like the mullet? You like the mullet?
I am not really a fan of the mullet. Your hair does look like shit. I'm sorry. I was going to say, no, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks
No,
great
honesty
from
is
the
key.
front.
Go on your own podcast, asshole. It's 5 minutes, dude. I was going to ask if you want some water, but you can just go thirsty. You can go thirsty. So anyway, Holly, thanks for joining us today. I think, yeah. So, all right. So we had a barber on, our barber, and he was nervous as shit. I bring this up all the time. And he's like, the only way I'll go on is if I can pick your next hairstyle. So here we are.
And he gave you a mullet?
It's like 50-50. 50% of the crowd likes it, 50%
It's super
doesn't.
nice in the front. I like
Actually,
it.
this
That's the whole point of the mullet, I
And
think,
then the
right?
back, I don't know. I just can't.
I wouldn't call it a mullet because you need like a certain length to be called a mullet, right?
Junior mullet.
It's a junior mullet.
It's a junior mullet. It's growing. It's getting there. You gotta give me a
You
second.
gotta wait till it's finished.
Right. I always had that haircut. He stole it from me, but
That's a great haircut.
That is a good haircut.
Thank you.
We really shouldn't bring the mullet back.
oh, what is it? You guys are such a right sider. Look at you over there on that side of the room, like teaming up. All right, the right side, get him. All right.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, keep.
It's just a personal opinion, though.
We
Right,
like
but
honesty.
sometimes we
Yeah.
keep personal opinions to ourselves, and maybe there goes the self-confidence thing. You saw me bowl; I need all the confidence I can get, but yeah,
Yeah, he wouldn't let me go bowling
Why?
because I was like, he was talking about it. I walk in, hey, bowling. He goes, no, you're not invited. We don't have enough tickets.
look at him. Would you want him there?
I'm a horrible bowler.
Actually, Adam was pretty good. He bowled like a.
Yeah,
164.
Adam's like a natural athlete. He's really good at anything.
Well,
He did good. I think he carried the team.
I lost. Yeah.
Oh, wait. We weren't a team in that, were we?
Yeah, we were a team. We were a team.
No, I mean, oh, yes, because we were going against, I don't know. I don't even know.
I just know
I
we
don't
did
know.
horrible, and then we were supposed to bowl like 3 games. We barely finished one, and then I'm like, "You guys want to do this or gladiators?" And we were like,
Gladiators, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So Holly, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Well, not anymore. Actually, I kind of regret every second of that. So you're an agent with EXP.
I am. That is correct.
Kind of. I like the metronome there. EXP. You guys could be like a theme song.
Could be.
Yeah. Do you guys have a song?
Not that I know of.
You guys need one.
All right.
My idea. I called it dibs.
All right.
All right, I have to be a part of it. We could record it because you
could.
just told me you play piano.
I do.
You were-
I mean, not well, but
Yeah, well, I mean, no. Well, I'm not going to say anything nice about you now. And you just told us you were in radio, so you know how to perform.
I mean, I do. Yeah. I was
So
on radio
I feel like we could get a piano. Aaron can sing.
Yeah. No.
Don't compliment him. If you compliment him after that, and you're just, we're gonna keep moving.
About anything.
Yes, I'm just never gonna come back from that. I'm literally never going to forget that. So, how long have you been a real estate agent?
3 years in July.
Okay.
Yeah. I was an executive assistant before that for 20 years and just kind of got burnt out. I had kind of reached the ceiling as far as like pay and what I was able to do around here. And then the last job I was at was back office support for a nursing home. And COVID hit, it kind of decimated the nursing home industry. We started
Hold on.
divesting.
Decimated the nursing home industry.
Well, just kind of,
people didn't go to nursing homes during COVID.
Supply and demand.
yeah.
I feel like
it was.
Oh,
Well, yeah, people started pulling out their loved ones because they couldn't get to them. Like they weren't
Wow.
allowed
Yeah.
to go into the nursing home and see their family. So they started pulling their family members out of the nursing home. So it really,
I tried so hard to put my mom in a nursing home and during COVID.
Yeah.
She wasn't even 60, but I was trying. I mean, she just wouldn't stop.
She hated his haircut too. I'll show you, Mom.
Really self-conscious
Well, what-
about the haircut now, because now it's like coming at this angle, right? Oh yeah, it looks fun.
We're gonna be talking about this for the rest of the podcast.
That's fine. I can,
It's
okay.
fine.
I'm gonna put a hat on.
No, but what took you from that and like the nursing home and the administrative assistant to real estate?
yeah. So I was doing some real estate type things within the nursing home because we were buying nursing homes and divesting other
Oh,
ones.
okay.
And so I was working with like the title companies and the lenders. And at one point I said, does it make sense for me to get my license? Because, I'm doing, I like knowing exactly what was going on. And I
Right.
felt like I didn't know everything about the things that I was doing. So I felt like I, was missing out because I was just kind of doing as much as I could, but didn't know everything about it. And my boss was like, no, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, okay, well, then I won't. But then COVID hit, and I needed something to do, just like everybody else. So, and I kind of saw the writing on the wall, like he was like mass laying off a lot of our people, and so I was like, I feel like this job isn't going to be around much longer. And so I got hooked up at the Honduras College and started taking classes. And I got licensed in July and laid off in August. And I
Whoa.
hit the ground running.
So you knew it. Oh, so,
Yeah.
okay. Well, so that's kind of a cool story because when I got into lending, I had no idea, like coming from the banking world over to just mortgages of like, I basically threw me into the pool and like go swim, right? So similar because
Yeah.
you had to.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite advice I give to people that want to start in the lending world. I'm always like, hey, like maybe slow roll into it because jumping in, I don't know, 99% of the people drown. So
absolutely.
maybe don't. There's a gross stat out there that is like how many loan officers fail within the first year or something like that, which I'm sure it's the same for real estate agents. But but it worked. Like,
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look, here you are.
I hit the ground running, and it was awesome. A little terrifying, but
Yeah.
it.
You went from administrative assistant, executive assistant. Is that what you said?
Executive assistant,
Okay.
mhm.
So you had a pretty powerful boss, right? Forever for 20 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have a boss, right?
Yeah, well, being an executive assistant, you're kind of your own boss.
Okay,
I mean,
so it's-
I did. I worked on my own. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was just so. So I kind of had that drive to do my own thing anyway.
Yeah.
And so if we want to back up a little bit, I did actually. I know. I was only at that job for 3 years. So prior to that, I had gotten laid off from another executive assistant position and started. So in that time frame, I kind of was like, do I want to get my real estate license? But I had a friend of mine who, she was also kind of in a similar situation. We were kind of looking to be like, okay, we could go back to the corporate world, or we could like try to start our own thing. So we ended up starting our own surprise travel business for a year.
Surprise travel business.
Yeah. Like if you didn't
What's
know where
like-
you wanted to go.
It's like you're just walking down the
Yeah,
road
it's
and they're like, you're going somewhere. And then
Yeah.
you
That's
just,
called kidnapping.
it's illegal kidnapping, right? We pay our taxes.
right. It was interesting. So we became travel agents.
Okay.
And
Is
for
it
a year-
wait, what was your company name?
Don't forget the list.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was always like on that one Facebook group that I'm in for moms. I always remember somebody being tagged.
there is one like out of Pittsburgh that's quite popular called
Do you
Pack
still-
Up and Go.
Okay. All right. So I have, because doesn't like Apple Vacation do that too, where it's like you could choose like last minute vacations? Is that what it is?
Maybe. So
Or
this
is it
was-
last minute, or is it just you have no
It's
idea?
just you have no idea. So we curated packages. So you would call us and say, I want to go somewhere, but I don't know where we want to go, or I just don't have the time to plan it. And we'd be like, okay. So you chose like either a VIP, luxury, or regular package, and then chose how many days and nights you wanted to go for. And then we put the whole thing together, and then sent you a packing list with like the suggested or the weather report that was like 10 days out.
Not
And
a
then 2 days before you left,
You
we
wouldn't
would
do?
send you your itinerary. So you had no idea.
Not a chance.
until-
You wouldn't.
No,
yeah.
because what I would do is I would say 5 days. I want sand. I want it to be hot and sunny. And then all of a sudden I'm going to end up in Iraq.
Right. Well, and it's kind of that's so. Thank God that it didn't get kicked off. Like we did it for a year, sent a few people a couple different places, but then COVID hit, and so it was very lucky that like it kind of all.
You wanna travel to your
transpired the
basement?
way-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an interesting kind of segue into, because it was one of those things where I was like, well, I'm either going to do real estate now, or I'm going to try this little business of on my own with my friend. And so we opted for that. And then, but then I just kept thinking like real estate. And so when COVID hit, and I knew that like my life was still transitioning again, I was kind of like, all right, real estate seems to be like the thing that keeps popping up, and probably a better idea than,
Yeah.
because trying to market for that travel.
I feel like
it's tough.
I feel like it's a niche group.
It was very niche.
Because I mean, when I
absolutely.
say anxiety ridden, I mean it's anxiety because I don't like traveling. So if I'm going to go on vacation to get away, because we get very little days in this industry where you can actually unplug and get away, right?
Absolutely.
The last thing I want to do is go somewhere that is brand new that I have to like. I don't know if I'm supposed to be going here. I don't know. So for me, if I get like 3 days to get away, I'm going to go somewhere where I know the best restaurant is. I know where I'm going to, I know I'm going to enjoy my time and like unplug. Now, It's not saying I don't want to travel and not know somewhere new, but I feel like for me being able,
it was tough. It was hard to get people to wrap their mind around allowing themselves to let go and let somebody else do it for them. And the other thing was everybody wanted to tell us where they wanted to go on their bucket list. So then it became more of like a bucket list type thing.
Yeah,
and we were like, that's not what we're doing here.
Right.
So.
It's like, that's called a travel agent at that point, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
you would like to, I want to go anywhere, but I'd really like to go to Greece. And
Right. We want to go everywhere, but, or we're open to any place, but we really want to go here.
Yeah.
So we were running
It's
into a
not,
lot of
it's
that.
not a game show. It's like,
I wouldn't be mad if we go to Burbank, California. What's Burbank, Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yep.
They got a Sheets. They have a Sheets.
I'm just expecting like a Price is Right thing. You're going to sunny Kansas City. Yeah. Oh, really?
It was an interesting, an interesting way to kind of decide, am I good with being my own boss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And it was. I was like, I like it. I like working for myself and having that schedule. And
Well, it sounds good to have that like reassurance type thing where it's like you said, I know I can be my own boss, but it's like real estate the right direction. And it sounded like that was kind of the nail in the coffin that got you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a good decision type
I think
thing.
the hardest thing about being your own boss is, you said it, like sticking to a schedule, right? Like, so we love the flexibility of being able to come and go as we please, but people that don't survive don't understand, like, you have to have a schedule. Right. So the one thing I always tell everybody is like, oh, it must be nice having like 365 vacation days. I'm like, well, but I'm also working 365.
Right.
Like you're right. I can pick up and leave right now. Like we were in Virginia all week, but not gonna believe this. Like my laptop and my phone are like connected to me at all times.
Absolutely.
And so it's a blessing that I get to go to Florida or California or wherever. Las Vegas, seem to go there a lot, but it's also a curse because these things never stop. Right. So I think that's the hardest thing, and that's like because the guests that we have on that come in and talk, it seems to be like the number one thing that everybody like they say. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. Like Hans and I talked about a lot. He's a home builder. And he's like, it's great that you can create and be creative and do what you want, not answering anybody. But also at the same time, it's like that you're constantly on, you're constantly going. So it's good that you have a schedule, because otherwise, if you don't, you're sleeping until noon and working until 2. And then you're like, oh, man, I better go.
Right.
Better go grab lunch and have a drink. Oh, it's a long day. So.
Right. Yeah. And then before you know it, it's bedtime. You're
Well, just
like,
like with
"Oh,
anything, with anything we've talked about, we've seen from other people, other guests, it's that behind the scenes stuff of keeping that schedule, holding yourself accountable, and just sticking to the grind.
People
really.
can't make that transition.
Yeah.
It was cool to hear. I mean, it was almost like the travel thing did that to set you up.
Yeah,
for
it
real
was
estate.
it was nice just to know, okay, like I can transition from being in a 9-to-5 to doing my own thing to But then when I went back to the 9-to-5, it was tough. I was like, oh,
I could never do it again.
Like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy, because like if I said out loud, like I could never go back to the 9-to-5, everybody hears like, oh, he's lazy. Like I work more than 40 hours a week. Like a substantial amount more than 40 hours a week. But it's not that. It's what sounds terrible too, the structure of that's it.
Yeah.
And then like the shutting off and being done and not, I don't know. Oh, I keep using this word a lot, like not being able to be creative or do what I want. Oh yeah, no, good. Michael, where are you at? Like I'm not. No, need those reports.
Yeah,
let's get into the Jefferson account.
TPS reports, please.
So this wasn't. Well, I'll let you ponder this question. You don't have to answer because I didn't text you this one. But can you like think of like one thing that sticks out in your head that like whether when you started doing real estate full time or even maybe to the like it just happened recently that has like significantly helped you take that leap into real estate full time, or like that just not take the leap but helped you make that leap or helped you after you made the leap? Can you think of like one thing
that helped me know that that was the right decision?
I mean, become a successful agent.
You know, I think I just have a drive to do what I need to do, you know, and I want to be successful. And so I think part of the reason that that I was looking at real estate was because you know, like I said earlier, I was kind of getting burnt out of being an executive assistant. I was, you know, like a lot of times my boss wasn't there at all, you know, and then I'm, you know, not that I'm making decisions for the company, but I'm, you know, having to do a lot of like the things that.
But you're making decisions for the company.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like
right.
a lot of the things that, you know, he should be kind of there with me on or whatever. And he's like out doing his own thing. And I'm like, you know, I could be doing my own thing, making my own decisions while I'm sitting on a boat too, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
And so I think that was kind of like my drive. Like I had kind of reached the top of the pay scale as far as executive assistants in this area. I was working out of Beechwood. And so like, you know, it was like, okay, if I want to make more, I'm going to have to become an executive assistant in New York or work from home from a New York company or, you know, and so it was just kind of changing. And I was looking for other ways to become more involved as an executive assistant, but you know, they don't have executive assistant school, you know, it's just, you do it. And, and so generally you work your way up the ladder. You start off as an admin or, you know, and so, so there's just not a lot of opportunities in that regard.
Sure.
And so I was looking to kind of up my game, you know, and then, and like I said earlier, you know, I was doing some things in real estate. I'd kind of previously thought about real estate before and was like, you know, and then I started doing some things in that within the space that I was in. And so I was like, all right, well, this is kind of similar. I'm doing paperwork for my boss that, you know, now, and I like the paperwork aspect of it. I think so that kind of like pulls in the executive assistant portion of, you know,
you like
work.
the paperwork aspect? Okay, cool.
I
So
do.
before you leave, they're up there on the front. Yeah. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
If you have no idea what to do with it, neither do I. So you're good. All right.
So I think that just kind of transition kind of threw me into.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, like
sense.
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard. Like people don't understand. Like, oh, you just go sell a house. Good for you. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
It is hard. And like, again, I don't want to like bring up a subject we already talked about, but it's not just waking up and doing paperwork. It's not. I mean, how many hats you have to wear, and you know, the business development aspect is 95% of our job. And then once you get the business, then 95% of your job is the operational side of it. And I think people just don't see the true value in our industry of working with like a real estate agent or a local loan officer, right? It's, I don't know.
Are you more on the listing side or the buyer's side?
I have been mostly buyers up until like this year, and I really just kind of started taking off with listings.
Okay. Which one do you like better, or do you have a preference?
You know, everybody likes listing. I mean, everyone's like, oh, you should be a listing agent. That's kind of the goal, right? I don't know. But I really like working with buyers. I like them both. I mean, I like them both equally, but I like working with buyers too, just because I think it's a little more fulfilling because you're like, you know, helping them to find their home and they're excited about it. And then, you know, you kind of get to know them as the process goes on.
It's a very political answer. It's a very political answer. I like them both. Like losers. No, right. I get it.
I'll
Each one has
their
their
president here soon.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say.
Good segue. Yes.
Very diplomatic of you, your eminence, right? So you are running for director of the board.
I am.
Medina County Board of Realtors.
I am.
Okay.
Wow.
So you are currently serving. I already butchered this, right? Yeah.
I am currently a director on the board. So last year there were 2 seats opening up, and so I was not voted in on one of those 2 seats, but one of the girls that was a director moved into a different position, and so her seat opened up. So then I was appointed.
Gotcha.
From the directors after the fact.
What does a director on the board do?
Yeah. So that's a good question because I
Aaron's
don't know that
so
anybody.
you're actually taking notes.
Yeah, people don't know. I don't think that they know what we do.
Yeah, no,
I don't even
no.
know if everybody.
I don't
knows
even
that
know,
there's a whole group of us that run on, as part of the board, but. So the directors, I want to say there's 9 directors on the board, and then there's a secretary, treasurer, vice president, and president in addition. And so we meet once a month. We, we talk about issues that are happening within our board and make decisions based on some of those issues. We go to things in Columbus with the state. And so we're looking at different issues that are happening that could affect our members and, trying to just make decisions based on our people.
Yeah, and so a lot of people don't understand that every county, some counties may have multiple, depending on the metropolitan area, have a board of realtors that is advocates for agents in the area. They provide trainings. They, I believe, also have like a purchase, like not a universal purchase contract, because each brokerage has their own. But isn't there something they do with the? I know the state has their own too, but I thought, for some reason, maybe that was, I don't know, back in the day. But they also kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't set the market in your area, but they kind of facilitate it, if that makes sense. So I am a member of, actually, I'm going to be voted on as I might be the director. I don't know what the name is for the affiliates in Wayne County, right?
Okay.
So, but I'm in a weird spot because 2 houses right here is Medina County. 10 minutes that way is Summit County, and maybe 15. And 10 minutes this way is Ashland County. So maybe 30 minutes that way is Stark. So we are members, or I am members of multiple boards, and it's just wild to see the difference between all of them, right. How they operate, how the agents in the area transact. Like maybe I don't know. I'm drawing a blank of how I want to say it, but it's just like if you were to do business in Wayne County with an agent down here, it's completely different than doing one. They just do things differently than in Medina, right? And it's like, so maybe they said, am I looking for like trends, or am I looking for, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. But
I don't know. I don't know that we as the board set trends like that.
Okay.
I just think, our main goal is to make sure that we're following the rules of the state.
For sure.
Yeah. And so, as far as that, we're looking at issues that are coming up that, maybe we need to change the way that we do business because of the issue, because of something that's changing at the state level or whatever. And so, so I guess I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm really drawing a blank.
We're trying to keep we try to keep the working ins and outs of the business in compliance.
So, and it's different. So every single county has different issues that, Wayne County, we might talk a lot more about septic tanks, or the way that, because like Wayne County Health Department is literally like, as long as it's working, we're good, right? This is we're good to go. But Medina County, you run into a septic issue, it's a little different. Summit County, good luck, right? So the Board of Realtors is so important for every single area because they are number one advocates. Number two, they're hearing issues that maybe with agents or with homeowners themselves, and they're
Right.
out there advocating, and also advocating at a state and national level,
Right.
Because you have the NAR and obviously I've always and they put on fun events, right?
We do put
they
on
put on fun events, which I feel like there's like a war between. I think that's why, because I was talking with the Wayne County board, and I'm like, there's Medina County does these events and Summit County does these events. And then, so that's why I got appointed as the affiliate director, because they're like,
exciting.
well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, thank you.
You don't know yet.
Running
Are they voting
unopposed. I'm running unopposed. So
all right.
I have this big fear that I'm going to get one vote and then they're going to write in somebody else and I'm going to lose by a vote. And
no.
how embarrassing would that be, right? Yeah. Probably because you made fun of my hair.
I was going to say it.
Okay. All right.
Last off.
I'm funny.
No.
Ish.
You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Except my haircut.
It
But
isn't that bad yet. Just
Okay.
don't let it get into a true mullet.
Mom, I need help. No, it's not going to go. I can't. This already bothers me enough. Like I just
Really?
have to. Yeah, I can't. I've had
It's killing me.
for like 80 years.
Bothering you. It's killing me.
Reverse is
You're
killing
like,
me. I don't care what you think.
No, I actually like your hair because it's different than mine now.
If you could think of one word and then, okay, I'm going to say a word.
Okay.
And then you are going to give me the first word that pops in your head. No cheating. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Are you sure? It's very simple.
right.
You deal with them all the time. Ready?
Yeah.
Lenders.
I love them.
No, you're a liar. You looked away and you stuttered. I love
I know.
them.
What am I going to say about it?
I don't know.
Lenders are, they're either great to work with or they're
Or
really
awful.
tough to work with.
Is there more awful lenders than good lenders? The answer is yes. The answer is
there?
absolutely
I-
yes. We won't say names of companies, but yeah, the answer is yes. And I'll say it in our industry because lenders are the worst. Lenders are awful. I hate lenders because of, there's a lot of them that are tough to.
I think
my
it's
biggest thing.
really important to have a personal connection with your
100%.
lender. Like as opposed to, can I say the big box lenders?
Yes.
You can say big box lender.
Those ones are rough to work with.
Awful.
Yeah,
They're awful.
they're
They're
horrible.
actually one of my best referral partners.
Are they really?
Yeah, of course.
That's-
They
that's what
suck
we
at
do.
writing loans.
Well, so then they all come to you.
Yeah. So that's like,
that
can
makes
you
sense.
save it? And then I say, all right. But no, they're
Oh,
I can't get them on the phone, and that's no, but there are a ton of bad lenders, whether they're good at the operational side. The reason that I hate lenders is because they're liars. They're not transparent. They lie about either fees, rates. They lie about the process. They say, hey, here's a loan estimate. I promise them to come in cheaper. I promise you. Oh, don't worry about it. And they ask questions like, oh, don't worry about it. They're so salesy. And maybe that's the way that I've survived in this industry, because it was like that part of it pisses me off. Maybe I'm going to change mine, or the way that I transact or the way that we transact here. But no, lenders are the worst. I don't know why come on, they're awful.
Yeah, but they're necessary for my business.
Well, not really. Just work on cash only. That's my favorite actually thing. So like anytime somebody's like, I'm not giving you a bank statement, I'll be like, all right, that's fine. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you're just not going to get the loan. Like, yeah, you don't have to borrow your own money, loser. Like you need mine. It's not mine.
Just
I wish
go
it
get
was.
it out of the bank.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
fine. Yeah. So that's they are essential. I think again, that's why I love like the board of realtors, because they bring the local, especially the local lenders and the local agents together to develop that personal relationship. Because
And
you're
it's so
100% right.
important.
You
Yeah.
have to. First of all, we refer people we like, right? So
Right? You
we
like, know, and trust.
like no. You listen to the podcast, don't you? No, she hates your haircut, loser. But yeah, absolutely. And we're not going to refer somebody we don't have that personal connection with. So that's always, that's why I love the board of realtors, because it brings all of us together. So that's my first thing I always say to like a new loan officer, like, hey, go join the board, right? Start getting to know people, and we all do the same stuff. That's the thing about lenders. I offer the same type of loans that every other loan officer offers, right? There's literally every loan out there. The difference is, how I run my business personally, how I can develop relationships either with clients and local agents. And that's literally it. It's me. It's the loan officer themselves, not the big box.
Right. And so I was lucky because, when I first got into real estate, I was the brokerage I was at they were very involved with the board. They encouraged everybody to get involved with the board. You know, and I don't know that if I hadn't have done that, that I would be where I am today, because, you know, because of the fact that you're meeting all these people that can help you and escalate you into this business and really just kind of like encourage and help, you know, support. And I think that's one of the big issues, is that when younger agents come in, they don't realize that the board is such a necessary part of their business.
Huge.
That and so then they don't get on the board. They don't, you know, and people are like, oh, well, there's all sorts of committees that the board has. So, you know, like the legislative, housing opportunity committee. There's so many different committees within the board that just really kind of, I guess, piggyback off of your business, as well as putting you in front of all these other issues that make you a better agent, because you're learning about them and you're, you know, dealing with them hands-on.
People don't see that side of it. They see, like, I'm not going to go spend my time with my competition. Like, if you look at it that way, like, if you look at, like even with me, like, people are surprised, like, how close I am with, like, there's the other lenders in Wayne County. And, like, I go get drinks with them, get coffee with them. I text them all the time. I make fun of them. Like, we're going to have them on the podcast eventually. And I'm like, first of all, I don't look at them as my competition. They're doing the same thing I'm doing in my area. We mentioned who my competition is, right? Like, the big box lenders are for sure, or the big banks. And going and developing relationships with other agents is going to help you transact better, which leaves a raving fan experience for your clients.
Exactly.
But if the second that you're not active with the board and you're just some random agent out here just transacting and, you know, maybe holding a personal vendetta because, like, oh, well, they're my competition, like, that's not going to make you a better agent.
Well, maybe,
Exactly.
for me, maybe this is bad practice. I don't know. But, like, it's the same thing with, like, I go to an open house or I talk to someone that wants to get pre-approved. And they say, oh, we're already, you know, we're talking to a bank. And I, you know, just let me know to back off, and that's fine. But I ask, okay, well, who'd you choose? And if they say a local lender that I know, I'll be like, oh yeah, they'll take care of you. Yeah, that'll be just fine. But if they say one of those big box ones, I'll be like, just to get a second opinion, you know, let me know, because more often than not, they will like call me back just to get a second opinion. But it's like, if I hear a big box, I'm going to try to poach.
Beat it, loser.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I cannot not stop touching my hair now because she said it looks
Hey, we're going
awful.
back
And I'm
to
like,
the-
it's just, I cannot stop doing it now.
It's fine.
It's not, and it's okay, all right? But
Is it?
I thought we weren't lying today, Holly, but here we are. Here we are lying again. Wow. No, but the board is super important. It just
so
is.
important.
So vote you November 4th. When is the vote? I don't know.
I think that's the normal.
Do you have any
Isn't that when
pins?
we're all
Probably,
voting
yeah,
for, like-
probably. I don't know.
Do you have any pins that we can wear?
I know. Oh no, I don't have.
You don't have any pins.
So Tina Owens in Wayne County, well, she lives in Holmes, but she was running for president or whatever, and she's unopposed, and she made these little cards at our last meeting, and they were funny. I laughed so hard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she's like, this is why you should vote for me. And I'm like, you're the only one running. She's like, I know. This is why you should
Still
vote for me.
vote.
Still get out there.
October 10th is
Okay.
the voting
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed
in
to-
person.
Okay.
But I believe the online voting starts from October.
You can vote
3rd.
online?
You can vote online. Yeah.
Do you
So
have to be an
there.
agent to vote?
You have to be an agent.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
don't-
affiliates
I don't-
can't. Affiliates are not allowed to vote for the directors.
No, I'll vote. I'll get a blank. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
get one, yeah. Illegal voting.
At least that's what I. At least that's
No,
what
I
I've
think
been
you're
told.
100%
I
right.
think
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
no. No, affiliates can't. They can't. They can just buy the refreshments afterwards.
Oh,
That's
good.
it.
Yeah. We just, like, give for the
That's
money.
what we're good at. That's what we're really
That's
good at.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
Y'all like donuts? I bet you do that.
So October 3rd through the 10th, and then we're having the breakfast
Oh, yeah.
on the 10th at Diamond Event Center.
Ooh, nice. Okay. I won't be there.
Why not?
I probably
'Cause
will.
you're getting a haircut.
Okie dokie. I'll get it the day before. All right. Is that a Thursday? that a Thursday? I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually,
It is a Thursday. The 10th is a
all right,
Thursday.
maybe. I don't know. I'm not sitting by you now. That's for certain. No, I am going to sit right by you. I'll never leave. I'll just be like, no, I'm with her. I'm with her. You see the mullet? She loves it. I'm with her. We're just going to rub it in.
We're just gonna like make pictures of like,
Okay, all right.
for Holly, and then have mullet pictures everywhere.
Okay, I actually like that. I could be like your vice president, like, right? I mean, you're not the president, but I could be, yeah. Campaign manager?
Campaign manager.
There you
Mullet
go.
manager?
Yep, yep.
All right, cool.
I like it.
Well, so I'm busy October 10th now, apparently. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to tell everybody to not vote for you after all of this now, so that's great. But yeah, wow. No, I think you're already doing it. You're an awesome advocate for the area. You live in the area.
I do.
Yeah.
I live right downtown Medina, and yeah.
I mean, also, we did a bowl-a-thon, and the first thing I did was go get a beer. The first thing she did was volunteer for 50/50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you should probably be the director.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good sign. Yeah.
Well, here's a speaking of Medina, because I've had this internal debate for years. Speaking of Medina, this will be politicizing. What's your favorite Medina pizza? From where?
Oh, that's a good question. I am a really big fan of Dominic's Pizza.
Dominic's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, those are good.
Yeah, JoJo's Dominic.
Yes,
Synonymous.
they're good.
I'm a fan of Pizza Hut up on 18 for one reason only.
He's
So,
cultured.
so my first office was in the reserves, like the ugly building. Sorry, Nobby, but it's ugly. I was there for like 5 years, so I would go
On 18, on the corner of Foot and 18.
Yeah, I was there
I
forever.
worked in the top of that building.
on the third floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my office was, on the third floor. Wait, who'd you work for?
This was years ago.
Oh.
I worked for Investors Union. It was
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah. It was like we had the whole upstairs.
Wait, so were you on the not the whole? Did you have the whole? Because Nobby had his office there.
Oh wait, hold on. We were in the building where the Western Reserve Bank is. Is that on the corner? So we were on the northeast corner of.
Never mind. Yeah. So we were
So you were on the
the other side. Yeah.
okay.
So it's like
Northwest corner.
it's the brown, really ugly 3-story building.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be like 85 degrees in there. So then we left. So like it was not great, but yeah. Anyway, so I was there and got Pizza Hut for the people that were in the office, and so I went to go pick it up, and big dude standing in front of me, and he turns around. And he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, Miles Garrett from the Browns, right?" And it's because he lives right off of 18. So then I was like, she's like, "Did you know him?" I was like, "Yeah, he plays for the Browns." She's like, "Ah!" And then she like runs to go tell somebody, and I'm like, I'm literally just trying to pick up a pizza. 10 minutes to get my pizza, right? So then you would think I wouldn't like Pizza Hut, but then I go back a second time a couple months later. Guess who's getting a pizza in front of me?
Not Miles Garrett.
It's a Miles Garrett again. I met him twice. And then he like turns around. He's like, "Oh, hi." I'm like, he doesn't remember. Like, there's no way. So I was just like, "You like pizza, don't you?" But yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that story out loud because now everybody's going to know that his diet's off. Probably is the Browns, but they won't listen to this. Don't worry.
Yeah, you never know.
So that's
It
why
might blow
Pizza Hut.
up.
Yeah, that's why. Actually, so after this episode, we'll probably make a special video. We will hit over 10,000 listens. So
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah, it's exciting just for this year because I revamped it. We brought Aaron on, so sorry about that. And then
That's where
I
we
think
got.
you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
for you.
Trick is to listen.
Yes. Yeah.
Just okay. Yeah, so we have that's 10,000 unique listeners too. So it's not like my mom listening 9,000 times or anything like that. So
Yeah.
so you'll be part of the 10,000 episode. How about
Well, how
that?
Yeah.
exciting.
Wow, enshrined forever. We'll make a T-shirt of a mullet.
Right, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's gonna have the mullet on it
Never
for
gonna
sure.
do
All right,
it
let's talk
again.
about something serious. So you do something that's the most bizarre, not the most bizarre thing that anybody that we've had on the guest, but you are big in the Renaissance Fair. Did I spell it right, or is it FA? It's like, is it called a Renaissance Fair, like a festival?
So, yes, I am big in the medieval world.
Medieval.
technically.
Wow.
Is it Renaissance or medieval, right?
Those are two different things technically. So, yeah, I'm going to school you on all things.
Please.
Ren
You
Fair.
uncultured swine with a
Yeah.
mullet. What are you looking at, you hockey puck? You peasant.
Toy Story.
Yeah. So the Ren Fair would be something like Geneva on the Lake has a Ren Fair, right? And
Okay.
it runs generally from like
Forever.
August through October. I think it's like
Oh,
8
wow.
weekends that they do it.
That's wild.
Yeah, and it's a great time. People can go and they have turkey legs and they have the washing wenches and like little shows.
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
But, you know, like, I don't
Please,
know.
They have
please
a-
explain in slow detail washing wenches.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I might get arrested for.
So they have little shows that they perform. So the washing wenches are like a show, like a comedy show kind of thing that they do. And I'm not sure exactly if that's what it's called or not, but something similar to that. But anyway, so you can go around, you can shop, you can go to the shows, and you can just kind of enjoy all things fair. Like they have jousting and different things.
You guys are drinking during this, right?
I'm sure they do have drinking. I've actually never been to the
This is different from what you do. This is different. Okay. All right.
So that's
Okay.
that's a Renaissance. So,
That's the Renaissance
okay,
fair.
and you do medieval.
And she doesn't go to that. She protested because the medieval one, it's like two rival gangs going at each other, right?
No, I would go to that. I just have never gotten there. So,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would love to go. We should all go.
Let's not get carried away.
I mean,
okay?
I-
You made
I'd
fun.
go.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere with you. You made fun of my mullet.
You'd fit right in.
You would fit right in though with that mullet.
I don't know what that means.
You gotta go.
Looks good on you though.
So the medieval. So what I do, I'm actually
call my
part
mom
of
after
a
this.
group called the Society for Creative Anachronisms, and we recreate the 3rd through 17th century in the way of.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. When?
The 3rd through 17th. So it's a very wide range.
Yeah,
You get
I could
Vikings,
tell, yeah.
you get Romans,
Ooh.
you get, early Elizabethan Renaissance.
Wow.
And so what we do is we try to recreate that time period. So we're technically more recreationalists. And so we basically do fighting in the style that they would have fought back then. People make anything that you can think of that they made back then, people try to recreate and do the way that they would have done it. So they try to, use not modern tools. So it's just kind of fun. And there's a lot of learning that can happen within that group. So it's a great historical group to learn things from. And it's just a lot of fun.
So is it role playing?
It is not role playing. So that's
Okay.
that's
So
a
you're
whole
still your
nother
normal
group.
self. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Don't confuse them with those freaks.
Yeah.
being sarcastic.
That was- yes.
Yeah, they're not. So, because I might have like dabbled in like a little World of Warcraft, and there
Yeah.
was some there's some role playing, and
I mean, I feel like it's all really interchangeable.
Yeah.
I mean, we technically are not, so that would be called live action role play. We're technically
LARP.
not part of the live action role play group.
okay.
But, the World of Warcraft would probably be a little more.
Don't point at me.
bring
I
in-
played like 3 hours. Like I
I feel like they probably bring in more of the fantasy realm,
Yeah.
and we keep the fantasy realm out of it. So
like don't
ours is
bring
more
that. Check it at the door.
historical.
Check it
Yeah.
at the. All right.
Historical.
Are you allowed to have your phones there? Like, are you no phones?
Well, I mean, it's hard not
Check
to
it at the locker, boy.
Yeah.
Before you get step in.
We try to keep them as hidden as
So
possible.
okay, so just correct me if this is the wrong assumption, but so like Renaissance Fair sounds like more where commoners like us can go and just like a walk around a fair,
you
have
pay for the day, you go in and,
when a medieval fair, it sounds like it's for the people that actually dress up and do that.
Right.
Kinda-
So we have like if we have an event. I mean, you're more than welcome to come and join us and stuff.
I might be busy that day, but yeah.
But generally, the event is us, kind of doing a battle or so it's not we're not performing for the general public.
Okay, it's
whereas
for-
the
okay.
fair is more of a performance for the general public.
So what do you do specifically with the medieval side?
Yeah, so I am the seneschal of our local group, which is Marsh of the Thistle.
That's not English.
That's not. It's like she's acting like we should know what this is. I think.
I'm looking for
Seneschal is
subtitles
basically
right
like, yeah, so like I'm basically like the operations manager of our group.
Okay, there we go. Perfect.
The executive administrative assistant.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm the executive
Right.
of our
I
group.
love that class in college. Operations manager. Got it. Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
So I basically kind of head our group, just make sure that that I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, no,
I
I'm
have people
talking about-
underneath me that also are helping out, and they like are
Yeah.
taking it and running with it.
Well, I'm talking like the day of the medieval festival fair. Like, what are
the
you?
event.
What are you? Yeah, the event. What are you doing?
Well, if I'm not part of the event staff. So there's an event staff for
Okay.
each of. So every time we have an event, they have an event staff.
Where the funds
that
come
runs
from? You
it.
guys have to pay to do this? Obviously. Is there like a
Yeah.
membership or something?
So there is a membership. So
Okay.
the SCA is worldwide. So
Wow.
if you want to become a member of the SCA, the website is sca.org. Yeah, I don't like plug it.
Yeah, no plugs here. No plug. No.
It's like $45 for the year to become a member.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
No, that's
But,
chump change. We could do that. Can we, Aaron?
Yeah.
You take a loan.
So
Okay, so there's a national.
So it's national.
And
so
then-
the SCA is like the umbrella, and then underneath the umbrella there's kingdoms. So the kingdoms are broken out by states generally. So like Ohio is part of the Middle Kingdom.
Oh, not a big deal.
So yeah, so
pretty good.
Ohio is part of the Middle Kingdom, along with Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana,
Yeah,
and part of West Virginia. I think so. We all kind of
Oh
are in
gosh,
group.
yeah, you lost me
Secede.
there.
Yeah, and then underneath the kingdom level, there's baronial level. So the baronial level breaks it down further into county, like area, local area.
Yeah.
And so we are under here, and well, you guys would be part of it too. The barony of Brendoken, and then I
think we're gonna
the
join.
groups underneath that, like my group is Marcia the Thistle, and so we are comprised of Medina, Wayne, and Holmes County.
wow.
Oh man.
So we
those
can-
are our people. Those are
That's
literally our
yep.
people. I know.
Okay.
There's two
So-
gnats that
I
I,
know,
can't.
they just don't-
I know. I don't like. I'm like yeah.
So you're more of the behind the scenes of not the actual like day of like.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
I have helped out with events before, so I ran an event last year.
Okay.
So, but then generally, like we have people that also like volunteer, and so we kind of like space it out and give everybody a job to do. So, but as far as like our group, Marcia the Thistle, I'm the seneschal of it. So basically, I run the local practices. So we have a practice every Tuesday from like 6:30 to 9. We're on the square when it's nice out, and then we're in the United Church of Christ on the corner of the square when it's raining and snowing.
Accents. Do we? I play tennis for
only
fun.
if
Okay, so
we-
I'm not making
yeah.
fun. I'm literally inquiring on this, right?
No, we don't really do accents
Okay.
unless we get real drunk, and then
Oh, then
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sold
Then they
now.
might
Yeah.
smell
No, okay.
it.
Wait a
You
second.
should have led with that.
Okay, you said I don't know if they drink. I thought like yeah. Okay, so we're getting
Boy, yeah.
yeah. I will definitely be in character once. Robin Longstride. I think I texted you that because we went bowling. She said one thing about. I thought it was Renaissance, so medieval. And then my TikTok For You page is like 47 of them. There's a festival going on in like for 3 weeks somewhere, and like I'm like, oh, this is all I'm getting now.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, apparently I'm supposed to
Now it's all. Now
Yeah.
It's all
call me Robin Longstride, right? Nottingham Forest. That's what we're gonna call Wayne County now. But that's the right time period, right? That would be yeah. Oh, Michael, I know
Early
things.
14th.
I know things. I know things.
Is that 14th century? It might be 15th, early 15th.
And when was Lionheart? That would have been
King
Richard would have been
King Richard Lionheart was 4.
no 13 something.
13th. So
Yeah.
It was a little earlier than what I
13.
thought.
Yeah, it was before Columbus sailed the ocean
Intern.
blue. Yeah, we always every podcast we say intern. Look it up. We don't have an intern. Which is my desk over there.
Yeah.
Okay, Google.
Yeah.
We need to have like a Google or an Alexa. in
Well,
here.
so as she's explaining whatever, like the words you were using, I was like, thought I was watching a video. I'm like, I wanted to press pause, and then I always go to Google. I'm like, all right, I want to look this up real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, and then go back. So, yeah. Isn't it like you guys go for like a week and like you guys like kind of live in this little
Yeah. So every year there are multiple events throughout the year that you can go to. There are several wars that we have, and so the largest one that we go to is called Penzic. It's in Pennsylvania. It's 2 weeks long. And well, it's actually 17 days long total.
Wow.
That's
So-
2.5 weeks actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. We gotta stop there. You stay there the whole time?
I do.
Okay. All right. You don't leave the area either. Like,
I mean, unless we absolutely have to go get something.
do you like
off-site,
make
but-
camp? Or,
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. So we set
Wow.
up a whole camp. Actually, we're technically, as far as I know, we are still in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest traveling town, because we set up. There's over 10,000 people that attend this event for 2 weeks, and so we are technically considered a traveling town because we set up the whole thing from scratch, and then tear it down at the end of the 2 weeks.
Okay, is there any way I would have to join? Like, if we went for like a day, you don't let visitors, that you have to be members, or like
no,
how's
you don't
that?
have to be a member for this. It's actually not technically an SCA sanctioned event, so it's just. You can come if you want, but you do have to pay for.
That's fine.
There's not a day rate.
No, we'll pay.
I mean, I'd pay the 45
there's,
membership fee just to go for that.
Yeah.
But-
so generally that event, and it's super cheap, honestly, for like what it is.
Yeah. Is it bring your own meat or what?
Yeah, bring
your own mead?
There are food vendors on site. There's probably over 500 merchants that are there.
That's wild.
There's probably over 150 classes a day that you can take, and then there's fighting.
Is there like electricity? Like, you guys like get generators, or like is it like straight up no?
It's pretty much. I mean, I have to work from there, so
Right.
I take like a little, electric box that I can plug into.
That's what I mean. It's kind of off the grid camping.
Yeah, it's off the grid camping, but there's not
in costumes.
There are some areas that have electricity there, but most of it is remote.
Okay, this is going to get a little aggressive. Hold on before I forget it.
Yeah.
Not aggressive, but you don't have to answer if you don't want to. How many outfits do you have that fits the time period? Do you have 17? Because you have to wash. I mean, maybe you don't wash them. You guys washing them?
I don't. Like if it's super muddy, we'll get a tote and wash stuff in the tote.
You hand wash and then hang them up to dry. That's just crazy to me.
But, and they do have a washer and dryer on site, but it's generally not worth it.
For noobs.
There's always a line.
For noobs.
Yeah.
Noobs.
But I probably have 28 dresses. So
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Now, if we did this for a day, when is it? Does it already happen?
It happened for this year, so you guys can plan for next year.
Okay.
It's always the end, the very last weekend in July through.
Oh God, swamp ass city, dude!
My
It's gonna be
birthday.
so hot. All right, can we get some? Would they allow us to have somebody like record us?
Yeah. You have to, I think you probably have to set it up ahead of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there have been people that have come in and.
I'm thinking like GoPros.
No, I'm just thinking like paying like
An
a
intern,
camera
yeah.
crew to follow us. Actually,
So-
because
They have
I will
that
actually
camera
the second the first drink hits, I will be so into it.
It's so
Yes.
fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Such a good time.
I will
And it's-
develop an
there's So
accent.
much
I will
different.
develop an accent.
Expand more on like the war and the fighting part, because that's what I'm interested in. Is like just get like. "Ah!"
So they fight. So the people who there's all sorts of different types of things that we do there. So there's the heavy fighting, the heavy combat fighting.
Because I'm heavy.
No, heavy meaning full armor. Heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She sees you. It goes without saying. Dude. Nice hat, fatso.
There's rapier, which is
I'm sorry?
fencing.
Careful.
Not again.
They
All right,
do
keep going.
they have thrown weapons, and then they have archery.
Oh, so this is okay. So I'm thinking like Knight's Tale, where they have like the different competitions. Do you ever have like a big like battle with different nations?
Yes. So
Okay.
Pennsic itself is technically a war from the Middle Kingdom and the East Kingdom, and then the East Kingdom is Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and they're basically technically like warring against each other, and then all the other kingdoms will come and vie for a side, and then we have the whole second week is battles.
I just realized something.
What? You're not. Please tell me like we're not recording.
No.
Okay. I was like, God.
No. You have a king.
We have a king.
Yeah.
We have a king, a queen. We have a prince and a princess.
The whole royal family.
Yep.
Oh, this is awesome. All right. Okay. So how do we vote for the king? Is
You don't vote for a king.
I
You
know
don't
that.
vote for the king.
I
The
didn't
king-
vote for him.
So how does one gain power?
Yeah. So the prince and princess and king and queen change basically every 6 months. The Middle Kingdom and most of the kingdoms are this way, but they're all a little different the way that they do it. But our kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, we have a tournament every 6 months, and it's bracketed. So like the guy, so it's combat fighting. and they have however many combatants, and they bracket it out, right? Like the NCAA brackets or whatever.
Yeah, don't get
I
like
know,
a jock
now
on us, all right? Come on,
I
all
know.
right? Yeah.
And so
don't
they
speak our
fight-
language. It's yours.
They fight down to the final person,
My-
and whoever is left standing becomes the new prince and princess.
just so I don't make an idiot out of myself when we do this. Too late, but define like fighting, because it's like, is it like full
It's
contact?
full contact. So
How do you win? Like, is it?
So it's on your honor.
Plastic lightsabers.
So they fight with a rattan wood, which is a really hard wood, and then they fight in full
that's what she
armor,
said.
which is there's certain protections that you have to have. So you have to protect your head, so you have to wear a helmet. You have to protect your neck, so you have to wear a gorget. And then wrists, knees, elbows, knees, and then kidney belt, and then like personal protection, like your areas.
Jockstrap. Your areas.
Your areas.
Okay.
personal
hold
space.
on. Oh, yeah, but what are you smacking them with?
The rattan wood.
Yeah. So what?
Okay.
So
All right.
you just like, if you've been smacked enough that you just like can't take it, you surrender.
So there are
how they do
there
it.
are like technical areas where if you get hit, then it's considered like a shot. Like that would be a good kill shot.
kill shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I pull out a gun.
I know. I feel like are we allowed to say these words on your podcast?
I would do whatever we want.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then if you got hit in the arm and it was like a really good hit, you'd have to you would put your arm behind your back and like lose the use of that arm. If you got legged, you would have to like kneel on the ground and then fight from the ground.
All right, so it's no longer can I go, it's I'm going. Not for 14 days. I have a feeling after 24,
It's if you've never been,
24 hours should be plenty.
It is.
Because I can't imagine
a weekend would be fine.
I don't know about that.
No,
I couldn't
I-
imagine morbidly hungover and then me not being like it's hot in the middle of summer. No, I'm good for probably a 24-hour period.
I would say 48.
No,
Let's
okay,
go 48.
how far is the drive?
It's 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, 24 hours is plenty. So you could stay the weekend.
We
my
just
guy.
drove 6 hours from Roanoke for 2 days.
Yeah, but I meant like if it was 6 hours, I'd stay for 2 days, like make it worth it. But
You won't want to leave once you get there.
you want to bet on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna
We
go
will make
next
a
year.
bet.
Okay, we're going next year for
going
sure.
next year.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's so fun. It is fun.
I'm not
There's
there.
so much
I'm
interesting
going
things
I'm
to
going
like
to
do
love
there.
it 100%.
Is there like armor and clothes to rent, or do we have to
Get your own. You gotta make
Yeah.
it. You gotta make your own. That's
So
It has to be authentic though.
you can't buy it. You gotta make your own. That's what they did.
So you wouldn't be able to. You guys wouldn't be able to fight
Oh.
that day. Like if you just show up,
You would
can't
have to
fight.
join.
You would have to. You have
I
to.
will
You have to
join.
authorize in fighting.
I'm going to join as soon as you leave.
Yeah.
And I want to be. I want to fight.
Well, come on
I
Tuesday
want to be
nights.
knocked up.
You can come on Tuesday. We have our practice every Tuesday.
I want to be. I
and then
want to
you can
go
get
to
authorized.
just get punched in the face. I want to.
No. You're joining. This is gonna be great content. Okay, so now if I go, like nobody's gonna think I'm like making fun of them, right? Like, because that's my biggest
because
thing.
I'm
Like,
going to be serious about it.
No, we love having new people come in.
okay, so I'm
Showing
gonna
them what we
go, and then I'm also gonna be like, do I have like, can I say like, like, I don't know, like, can I act like
You can ask questions.
Can I act like somebody in 2024 watching a medieval fight, or do I have to act
Yeah.
in character?
No, you don't have to act in character.
Oh, it's gonna be so great.
but you need to
It's
act
gonna
in
be
character,
so
though.
great. No, I will try. Yeah, my best. But
Oh yeah.
no. This
So
is-
Tuesdays, okay.
Tuesdays.
I'm gonna start training.
I just didn't really want another activity on my schedule, but here we are.
If it involves
Like,
if it involves drinking and fighting in armor, I'm there.
yeah.
And here's the thing about it too. It's great for families. It sounds like it's not,
Yeah,
but
it sounds
it's
real
super
family
friendly.
friendly.
Yeah. We have little ones that fight. They use like foam, Nerf swords
No.
or whatever. But
They have
I
to.
think the
real
youngest age that can fight is 6, and then so they
wow.
have like youth combat.
Wow, you guys didn't go to prison for that, you know,
Yeah.
right?
So,
Not in the
it's
Middle
fun.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Okay, so wow,
that.
Kings,
Wow,
that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I didn't even. Wow. Wow.
It's so great.
Yeah,
I know. And I love talking about it because it's like my passion.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And actually, you were asking me about my niche. My niche.
My niche.
For, who I guess maybe who I work most with.
Probably not a lot of real estate agents,
Yeah,
and
my
it's-
SCA people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not a lot of. Yeah, probably not a lot.
Is there any? Let me ask you this one before I do. Is there anyone that takes it like too seriously?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And
I will take it too
unfortunately, that's
seriously.
if you're
I got you,
asking-
Todd.
Yeah. There are some people who are, a little overbearing, and
Okay.
we
be him.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
But mostly, I think that's kind of like people who are saying, "Oh, that's not period accurate," and you're like,
See, that's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid to
stop
get
it.
picked on by these people. So
No.
like,
I don't.
He's still
I make sure that my group is very well aware that is
Okay.
not acceptable.
Okay.
And
She'll protect us.
as the SCA as a whole, we have like a no bullying, no bullying policy.
Yeah, because I'm like,
no making. No.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for it that like I feel like they're going to think like this outsider is making fun of us. When in all reality, I'm like, I don't know if I could be any happier. This is not hilarious.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It's so interesting because, like I said, there's classes every day that you
Yeah.
can take. So I mean,
Yeah.
it range from how to make a basket to
I'm not
how to
doing that,
make.
yeah.
But they had like a cannon firing demonstration, and I actually inquired to join the Civil War ones a few years back, but they said I would not the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, and they said that I would have to shave though.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
that's kind of a
that's
deal
where they
breaker.
get real.
But like
Yeah,
this
we
one,
don't-
it feels like I could,
You could
grow
totally
it out
pull off the
even more.
Viking. Yeah, absolutely.
I went as a Viking a couple years back for,
put beads in your beard.
yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
Went as Viking a couple years back for Halloween. It wasn't even Halloween. I just dressed up as a Viking one night.
Nice.
I don't know what to say.
You will fit right in.
oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
all
excited.
right.
Absolutely.
So we would normally, that is probably the longest guest that we've had. That's
We didn't even get to ask other questions.
no,
because
we'll
we-
go with one because now I kind of want to know. I may know the answer, so give me like one of your favorite movies, like top
Ooh.
5 favorite movie. It's got to be Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh, I mean, that's absolutely a good movie.
Is it really? Because
Yes.
Lord of the Rings sucks.
See,
I
he
like
hates
Lord
it.
of the Rings.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get through the first movie. It's
doesn't
so
appreciate
poorly
it.
done. And everybody's like, "Oh, it won best like whatever in 1999.
Everything. Best everything.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, it looks like I'm watching a not well done musical, like that, but without the music.
Yeah.
Like you could tell they're on a set, you could tell they're in costumes, you could tell the really bad acting in the background. See, like, and then he's like, "What do you expect?" It was 99. I was like, "Well, The Matrix came out in 99. And that thing looks believable." So,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
excuse me.
The CGI in both of them are very comparable.
Oh, whatever.
Come on.
Yeah, I think
Whatever,
so.
dude. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's in your top 5.
It's in my top 5.
Braveheart.
You know what? I can't handle the end of Braveheart.
Oh,
Like the-
what actually happened?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Freedom.
Yeah, it's hard
Hey,
to watch.
okay. Well, no spoilers here.
Yeah,
He's
no,
dead.
actually,
He was dead the whole time.
completely like off the realm of what we've been talking about. But my favorite movie is West Side Story, which you
The
made
new one?
mention to of earlier. Oh no, that
Oh yeah, them.
yeah,
West Side Story.
yeah.
But with Travolta.
He wasn't in that movie.
What am I thinking of? I'm
Dirty
Grease. I'm thinking of
You think
Grease.
it's Grease? Like West Side Story? You don't know West Side Story?
I know West Side Story. I just got this confused. I can be confused.
Wow. Okay. West Side Story.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
it's my top all time favorite movie.
Yeah. Wow. A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale's good.
10 Things I Hate About You.
It's okay.
Isn't that Heath Ledger too?
It is Heath Ledger.
I liked him in the Batman. Was going.
Did he play in
Knight.
Batman?
Dark Knight. Sorry. Dark Knight.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that was. Well, we also ask. Well, I might get a good answer for this one. Your last meal before you die. You're on death row. What is it?
On strike for the guillotine.
Oh,
What's your last meal?
A whole turkey leg is what I'm thinking now.
Oh man.
steak and potatoes.
Is that simple?
I mean, yeah.
Who cooked it? Is it from
Not
anywhere?
me.
But is it from anywhere? Like, do you have like a favorite steak? Because I could spend the next hour talking about my top 5 favorite steaks I've ever had.
I mean, Red Steakhouse. Where else have I had a really good steak?
Don't ask me.
You like
Just
red?
Matt.
Yeah. you're-
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the one up in? I can't think of it.
In
So
Cleveland.
you like red? The best
like
in Cleveland?
reds.
I think Chop is my favorite. Cleveland Chop is my favorite steak.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever had a steak.
You should go
there.
because it's like when you walk in, it's like it's not as fancy as as red, but it still has like that classic steakhouse feel. And then you could go out and sit on the patio, and it's like in an apartment complex, like in a like an atrium, or
Oh,
like
okay.
a courtyard of like an apartment building. So like you
pretty
sit
nice,
outside and
yes.
you can watch people like
Yeah.
taking care of their stuff in their apartment.
Yeah.
That guy's ironing. That guy's doing something. Well, you can't see inside.
Do you like a Timber Lodge in Medina?
They have good steak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of all we got.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Steak and potatoes is funny because it's probably like ours as well. So.
Really? Yeah. How do you take your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium
Yeah,
rare. Yeah.
okay.
Well, if
All right.
it's a sirloin, rare, but anything else, medium rare. Yeah.
Okay.
Rare. Still medium rare. Yeah.
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 I don't think nothing's ever.
Steak and potatoes would probably be the first course in my last meal. It'd be never ending.
You ever just feel like, just bring me more. I'm not
Yeah,
done
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
No, not yet.
More mashed potatoes, please.
Back the truck up, boys. We got a big one. No, just fat. So that's it. That's all we got. Anything else you want to say before we finish it off?
I think I just want to make mention that we are looking for more people to join committees at the board.
So this is your shameless plug. I
This
just
is my
told
shameless
you I got
plug.
it.
I
I'm
know.
the whatever.
Committees. We need
I know. I went to-
committee
I went
people.
to
Even
one-
affiliates can be on the committee?
Yeah,
Affiliates can be on the
affiliates
committee.
make up most of the committee. Actually.
Oh,
So I went to
okay.
one. I was a member of the. I don't know something, and it might have been the affiliate committee. I don't know. I went. It was an hour
In Medina?
in Medina. This is long. This has been like 2018, 2019.
Oh,
It was
before.
when I was working in Medina, and so we had an office there, and. Yeah, it was like an hour of really didn't get much done, and I was like, I'm not going to come back to this anymore. So that's on me. I'll go back. I mean,
But there's other committees.
yeah.
We have the Housing Opportunity Committee, which
Yeah.
I'm on.
All right.
The Legislative Committee, I'm also on that.
Hey,
And the Programming Committee. Those are my three. So
Okay.
Programming, Housing Opportunity, and Legislative. We also have, I think, a communications or like technology.
That's the one
that
I was
would
on.
be.
Communications. That was on that
Oh, yeah. They're having a tough time trying to fill that one. So, yeah.
one. There you go. I mean, it's communications. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
All
there's
right.
so
Say
many
please.
that there's so
If-
many that should be.
I'll tell you
know.
what. I will join the communications committee if you get voted in as director.
Okay. Sherry, you heard him.
Well, never release this episode. I'll do it. Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
There you go.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
And I learned a lot.
I mean, I
has
haven't
been-
learned. It has nothing to do with real estate, but that was, I mean, the first half hour
Yeah, we talked about real estate.
was good.
Yeah.
It's good. I can't wait to go buy a sword.
You don't have to. I'll give you one. I have stuff for you to borrow. Yeah. Outfit.
Well, we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go right now. Well,